Hello, happy Sunday. This is Table Talk with Rita, Felleh, and founders of Daughters of Sierra Leone. Today, we're going to be here. We're going to be celebrating women. All we're talking about today is all about women, great leaders in society in different part of the world. So today, we're going to be sharing some stories so people can learn from our stories, and then you can share your story as well. Today, here with me, I have different people that will be joining me from different part of country. I have with me Madam Aminata Fofana that is joining me straight from Freetown. I would love for her to introduce herself.
Hello, good evening from my side. This is Aminata Fofana, a lecturer at Ingrado, Frabe College, University of Sierra Leone.
Thank you, Madam Aminata. Good to have you here today. Happy Sunday.
Thank you.
Welcome. Hi, I would love to introduce my other sister straight from Nigeria, but based in Los Angeles, California, Madam Faith Yusuf. Faith.
Hello, everyone. My name is Faith Yusuf. I'm from Nigeria, but I reside in Los Angeles, and I'm into fashion.
Thank you, Faith. Welcome back. Happy Sunday. Looking beautiful as always. Good to have you here. Um, Still waiting for other people to join. Later on, the link will be put down there because we have our sister just now, but we just lost her, and we're still waiting for other panelists to join. So I'm gonna go first with our sister. Madam Aminata, for her to talk more. Let's share, like the topic today, it's let's share our stories. So go with her for her to share a little bit of our stories, and then we can come back. And if you want to be part of this program, you can go ahead and send a request, and then we'll be able to add you on. So please tag someone, share this live so a lot of women can come so we can celebrate them as well. Thank you, Madam Aminata.
Yeah, thank you, Rita, for having me here. And it's a privilege, and I see it as a great opportunity to join other women to actually share our stories because our stories inspired other women, young teenage girls, to be better people in society. Like I stated earlier, I'm lecturing at the gender department for Abbey College, and it's been a long journey. I'm married with kids, few kids, and then I just completed my MPhil in 2021, and then I start my lecturing process. But it has been a journey, and other people have been part of my life, and as we go along, I know those that will be joining us will get inspired by our stories and at least learn from it or maybe copy from it. Thank you, Rita.
Thank you, Madam Aminata, for sharing that with us as time goes on. So we just have our sister Rosemary, that is joining us from Freetown. I know the internet, so we'll have her to just introduce herself. Rose, okay,
Yeah.
go ahead. You can go ahead and introduce yourself. We lost her again. All right. I'm sorry, guys. While we wait for her to come back, this is Table Talk with Rita Felleh. Today, here with me, I have great and strong women all across Africa that we're here to share our stories. And I pray that you learn from our stories. I'm going to go with Faith Yusuf.
Hello, everyone. My name is Faith Yusuf once again. I'm a wife, I'm a mother, I'm a fashion designer, I'm into groceries too. I sell African food stuff, and I have a lovely son I love him so much and all that. And I know it's not easy as a woman to be able to like multitask, juggle between being a wife, juggle between being a wife, being a mother, be a businesswoman. It's not been easy, but I give glory to God. So, and I hope He's going to inspire other women to also like that you are not alone there to be able to do a lot of. There are some that are career women too. It's not only business. There are some women like Sister Aminata. She's a career woman. So it's not an easy task for a woman to be able to be a mother, a wife, and also be a businesswoman or a career woman. But and with God on our side, we have been able to do it, and I know it will be able to encourage the young ones that are coming up, that wants to get married, that wants to go into business. That just believe in God. That's the most important thing. First, you have to believe in God at all.
No.
For
Well, thank
now.
you so much, Faith. Thank you so much. We have with us Nancy Mikamara that just joined us. Nancy, Nancy, can you hear me? She can hear me. Okay, I will go a little bit and share my story. All of you know I'm Rita Felleh, Sierra Leonean by birth. I naturalized in the U.S. And Nigerian by marriage, and I've been into business for quite numbers of years, and I'm a mother of three wise men. I call my boys my three wise men, and I'm a wife, um, a loving mother, juggling business. You have to take care of family and do other stuff. It's really hard to do that. I remember moving from Sierra Leone right after the war and moving down to the U.S. And sometimes, people think, okay, it's easy, but it was not an easy journey. So sometimes you fail, and you always learn from your mistakes. So I'll add Nancy because I'm seeing she's trying to connect. Then I'll come back and share more stories. Nancy. Nancy, we keep losing her. Okay, we go back. Let me leave it with my sister Aminata to share more, and then we can go. Let me see how I can add her. Madam Aminata, I can hear her. Madam Aminata, can you hear me? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah, and now.
Okay,
Yeah,
you can go ahead.
yeah, this year has been a successful one with the team that we are celebrating the International Women's Day, embracing equity. I believe embracing equity is really timing, right? Because if you want to put equity and equality, you may say for our generation, we need to embrace equity because in gender terms, when we talk about equity, is the need of that individual compared to that of equality, wherein you begin to think about equal opportunity, resources, or wealth. But this year, International Women's Day, embracing equity, I believe for us, like in Freetown, Sierra Leone, where I am residing and as a lecturer at the university, this year teams have a lot to do with the girls because if you want to do something, you must need it. A lot of people want to go to university. A lot of young girls want to have degrees. A lot of them want to go into fashion designing, so many things. But the need has to be there. If the need is there, then the passion too will be there. How? For example, like myself, I was married when going to school. I got married immediately after I sat my WAS. I've been married for the past 17 years. Immediately I sat my WAS at the St. Joseph Secondary School. I was fortunate. This is not a bedrock for any girl to do the same like me. For me, I see it as a timely choice that I choose for myself. Not my parents, nobody actually forced me into anything. I got married. Immediately, I sat my WAS exams. After I sat my WAS exam, I didn't proceed to university. Um, Thereafter, I start having my kids. When I have my second daughter, that she will be turning 15 this year, that was the time my husband insisted that I should think about walking towards my career path. And again, for my own story, I want to say because of a supportive husband, friends, family members that I have around me, I was able to sail through. Because a lot of young girls, after marriage, childbearing, some think that's the end of the road. But it's go beyond that. It goes beyond that. Because if you want to fit into the shoe of that individual you call your partner or your husband or your fiancé, you need to enable yourself, whether learning skills or trying to pursue a career job. You just need to fit in so you guys can be a par. Because mostly for our society, Sierra Leone as a societal based ideology, it is patriarchal in nature. By that I mean it is a male dominated society, that every privilege has been first be given to the male child, even when it got to do with education. It is only now we are driving towards the girl child education as a priority for us as Sierra Leoneans, sorry. So for my own career pathway, I may say it was geared towards a lot of people. So many people contributed to what I am today. My parents decided to give me an education because they thought it fit that tomorrow I have an independent life to live. Marriage is not all about success. If you are fortunate to be a marriage person, then that's your luck. But one of the things as a woman you want to be proud of is what you can give back to society, what you can give back as an example to young teenage girls coming in, what you can give back and other women can see and emulate your example in society. Like I rightly said, after my was, I got married. It was not a forced one. It was a consented one by me because already I was the age of adulthood. I didn't get into marriage forcefully or early marriage. It was my age of consent, which is classified as adult, that I got married to my husband. By every standards, my husband is a practicing practitioner here, a barrister, and he believes so much in education. He is very, very paramount when it got to do with education. He doesn't joke at all. So when I have my second daughter, and he was pushing together with other people, my aunt, my mom, and also a very special family member in my life, Professor XPT Bamanja, in blessed memory. He's late now, but the wife is still alive. That woman inspired me a lot. She actually inspired me a lot. If I am here today saying, oh, I'm a lecturer at the university, she is a pillar that supported me a lot. Because I remember when I wanted to start something else, she said to me, no, you are beyond this. You can go beyond this. And indeed, when I went to university, because of my kids, managing kids' affairs, I was having business, not too much into it, but it was too much for me. So I was afraid and again skeptical about going to the degree program at the university. So I enrolled for the diploma program. After my diploma program, and it was excellent. I got out with a distinction in peace and conflict studies, and I proceed for my undergraduate course, which I got a division 1. And it doesn't stop there. I proceeded again for my MPhil in gender studies. So it's been a long journey, and It's a career pathway that I've chosen for myself, and I'm beginning to love in it because I started lecturing 2020 and it's about 3 years now. It's quite a young age lecturing because when they say lecturers, for you there in the US, they call you professor. For us young girls, whenever I'm in class, they are inspired to see a young lady in front of them, because before now we have male lecturers, but I think the
True.
space is coming up. Yeah, the space is coming
Mm.
up now that we have female lecturers. Yes, me
Wow.
getting to university, it was something that I needed. Like I said, the International Women's Day team is embrace equity. I needed that education to empower me to stand apart with my husband. How can a
Right.
from fixed liver get married to somebody that studied at Harvard? It was not a matching
Right.
pair. So I
Right.
thought it fit. I need to empower. I need to go beyond this. I need to let girls, women know that having babies or having a kid or getting married cannot stop you to achieve your goal. And again, it's not
True.
everybody can get to university. You can be in
Right.
your little corner and be very much creative in your own space. Like I said, the
Mm-hmm.
issue of women or the issue of gender cannot only stop with advocacy, but it can go beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
People need to see it in you as a fabric that you can wear, and girls will see it as an example that they can emulate from you. So I may stop here for
True.
now, Rita. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Madam Aminata. And myself, when let me add all these other people. Not let's add the other people. Then I can go ahead and say add Nancy, and I see other people. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hi, everybody.
Welcome. If you're just joining, please share this live, share the live, and send your comments so we can be able. So we are here today. We all about celebrating women. So, like Madam Aminata, you just talked about like when I get to hear about you, for like you said, it's something very, very important whereby in our mind when they tell me that you're a lecturer, right, the first thing I thought you were so like you're old, that's what we used to see back then growing up. So I was
Yeah.
like, and then when I get to see your picture, and then we I was like, oh, she's young. So that was something that I was like, I'm so excited. I was like, wow, getting to change that mindset, the narrative, what we used to think like you have to be older. Some people have to be even in a walking stick and all that. So it's a great thing for Sierra Leone. Like you deal with a lot of young women, and for you to give them like they normally say in Sierra Leone, where you don't born picking not to the end of the world, or where you don't
Mhm.
marry, say you're not for go school, or you're not for able for find your passion, what you believe in,
Mhm.
and you just see that me, I don't marry. No, you see, it what he say to you, he don't marry, where he is sitting was where he wait himself, he still continue. He has drive in him, the fire they burn in him. You understand? For go school, for still they get more things they put under in belt. If na business you they do, not just you don't know patch granats no more. Now the level landing. Think big. Why for do things them more in life? So
Mhm.
let me give other speakers for able for Rob Mott too. Nancy, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Nancy?
Yes, can you hear me?
Okay. Well, welcome. I can. So you can you don't meet we talked about different thing. Everybody have introduced themselves. So if you can introduce yourself and then give your own contribution. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Rita, can you give me a thumbs up? Just give me a yes if you can hear me, please.
Yes, we can
Yes.
hear you.
Yes.
Okay, good. Hi,
Yes.
everybody. Thank you guys for having me. Rita Kumar, thank you for having me. Miss Arah, thank you for having me on your program. Let me commonly introduce myself. My name is Theophilia Nasimi Kumar, commonly known as Nas, and I want to say thank you so much to all you beautiful ladies here. And I also want to say happy, I know you already passed, happy Independent Women's Day to all female around the world. And firstly, I want to say happy Women's Day to my mother, who is no longer with us here. And I want to say we missed her very much, but it's because of her that I'm the woman that I am today. It's because of her I am this strong. So I want to say wherever she is, let her soul continue to rest in peace. But I wish her happy Women's Day wherever she had in heaven. My own contribution to being a woman, especially coming from a country that was like Miss Aminata was saying, everything is about male, 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 and that's where we find ourselves. So growing up, it was a male dominant country where the male would take over so many things. The female usually be like just a housewife and stuff. So for me to grow up now and see the changes, the different, especially when you look around in even in our politics system and in our educational system, everything. You see female, like I'm just making example, like the few that I know, like Marcela Samba and them standing up as a powerful woman now in society, because those are female also that break boundaries to say no, it cannot be done only by male. We see our first lady as well standing so strong, like things like those. We see female like Miss Aminata that said, okay, she was a teacher, she had a child, and once she had a child, because her husband went to Harvard, I'm pretty sure there was a place where she felt like, oh, where do I stand and where do I sit? But then she find a way to say, no, this is not just a circle. This is not where I belong. There are many more opportunities. And for me to go further, I have to accept and know that I have to make changes for me. And I want to say thank you to that. As for me, I just want to say my contribution here is being a female to come to America. And I also have my son. He's the oldest one in the family, the first grandchild and nephew in the family. So once I was pregnant with my son, I think I was pregnant with my son when we came to America. But you know how they have that stigma. Okay, well she's young, or well she's having a baby and stuff. So while I was pregnant with my son, I decided to further my education as well. During my pregnancy, I decided to go for my STNA class. If you're in America, you know what an STNA, which is a nursing assistant. And I did went for my phlebotomy at that time. Once I was done with my phlebotomy, every little opportunity while I was pregnant, every little opportunity that I have, I found it very important for me to educate myself so I can be a better version of myself. So I went for my phlebotomy. While I was doing my phlebotomy, I was done with that. I think I was just grabbing to whatever I can, and I went for my medical assistant. Then I was told, okay, you know what, you have to be bilingual. For you have to speak on the language to work as a medical assistant because you work in a doctor's office. And I look at it and I turn around, I'm like, you know what, maybe it's about time that I expand. Which what I did, I went back to school and get my LPN, my vocational nursing. So I went and get my vocational nursing at that time. Once I graduated, and I know at this time I'm able to be independent, I'm able to be a strong version of myself, because I was not in competition with anybody to make anybody look at me different. I was in a competition with myself to make myself better, to make me a better version of myself, because I knew one day in the future I want to go back home. We want to help and do other things, just send out the helping hand. So I became a mother, and I'm a mother of three. I have two boys. My oldest one, Robert, he's gonna be 19. Oh God, next week the 24th is going to be 19. Happy birthday, Robert, in advance. Then I have my daughter Kai, who is 13 years old. Then I also have my son, the baby Saliu, who is 9 as well. Once I have my children, I was once married, and it didn't work out, but I did not beat myself down, because I know, in life, you expect the unexpected things happen, situation happen, but you have to move past that. And I believe because of my children, I become extra stronger version of me, because I have to do whatever it is I have to do to make them, like, let them understand, especially my daughter. I have to teach her to be independent, self-sufficient, and know she have everything it takes to make, and she can even be a first female president ever if she chooses. I want her to understand things like those. There are things that are going to try to stop you, but it's how you move past those things to become better, to become sufficient. Those are the things that make you a human being. So I have to work on myself personally to understand things, that there are certain things that you can change. However, I did went ahead and further my education, and I went for my associate degree in nursing, which I do. I work as a nurse right now, and that's my calling, and I love it. And I hope in one day in the future, I'll be able to come back home and help. There are sometimes that I do come back home and help out somehow, some way, but I hope we can go beyond that and go back home, because that's the only reason why, so we can help and extend the olive branch to others. But thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, Nas. Thank you.
Thank you,
That was
Miss
a
Nancy, for sharing. Go ahead, Aminata. Go ahead.
yeah, that was a very much inspiring one, and what actually Nancy was saying, and she was saying she always talked to her daughter that nothing can stop you, and indeed, nothing can stop anyone. For our society, they just believe being married is an accomplishment. No, for me, I think
Oh
marriage
no.
is one of the things that are limiting us, honestly. When you got married for a
Mm-hmm.
society like us, it's fine. The men normally, we thank God now, men are breaking into it that marriage is a collective responsibility.
Oh
And
yes.
people should not shy away from being divorced. If it's not working, you have rights to quit. It's better to live alive than to live in dead spirits. So that was a brave one that my sister was talking about. And I'm so proud of her. She is able to speak about it because a lot of women have gone through it. They say it, they are shy to talk about it. Your success do not
Yeah.
lean to that of your husband. No.
Well, you know
You
what? Sometimes in our society, Miss Aminata, when you look
Mhm.
at it, when you say, "Oh, I was married, but I
Mhm.
divorced," or things didn't work, I think most female, the reason why they do not come out or why they stay in a
Yeah,
toxic
people frown on
relationship
them.
is
Yeah.
because of the stigma.
Yeah.
It's the
Shame them.
stigma that being placed on that
Yeah.
particular word, divorce.
Bus. Yeah.
Is that particular word diverse? When you see
Mhm.
when you see that, because the meaning divorce is like a division, it's a separation,
Mm.
they separate two things. So when you
Yeah.
see certain female or certain male, they are so paranoid, they are so ashamed, it's because it's
Mhm.
what it was created to be, especially in our community, is what we
Indeed.
was taught to believe, like, no, you have to stay there. It doesn't
Mm.
matter if it's working or if it's not working.
Not
I don't
working.
care if you leave or you don't leave. I don't care what happened to you. They forget that you are an individual with a soul. And if you do not take care of yourself, nobody else is going to take care of you. And
Yeah.
that is what we most time forget to understand and stand and said, no, enough is enough, because of the stigma that we have in our community. So
Yes.
most people have this tendency to say, oh, I don't know what Peter going to say. I don't know what Paul is going to say.
They
But
don't say, yeah.
what are you going to say? Where is your voice? Where is your voice to say, okay, it's okay to walk away as long as you have a healthy relationship? It doesn't matter with whoever you was with. But when it's okay, it's okay for you to say it's okay. I
It's
think
a,
mostly going back is the stigma that we have in that
that's
particular
attached.
word.
Yeah.
Yes, that is attached to the word divorce.
Yeah.
It's just like I was saying, when I have my son, when I came to America, a lot of
A lot.
people that
No,
was in the
Nancy.
community.
Nancy, just a
Mm-hmm.
minute. Nancy, Nancy, just a minute. Let me interrupt. We have two people that are trying to join the podcast, but because of their devices, cannot be connected. So if you can redo it again, try to redo it again because we're trying to add you. We're not ignoring you, but it's just that we're unable to add the device. We cannot be able to connect you guys. So for those of you that are watching, send all your comments any question that you want to ask. And like we've all panelists have talked about what we're discussing here today. Madam Aminata have said hers, Faith and Nancy. We're talking about divorce, the stigma, um, because that's how we were raised. We were raised that way. Growing
Yeah.
up, getting to see my mom, my grandmother, they will have fights with our grandparents, but you were forced not to leave that marriage. Even they said, till death do you guys apart. Even if you're being killed, um, beat you up, whatever it is.
Yeah,
Like
they say
day
the
before
blessing
yesterday,
goes to the
it goes, yes. Day before yesterday, I was just sitting down. I have a friend of mine that she just called me on the phone. And this woman have been married for 17 years. And she find out that the husband was doing something that's, as Africans, we don't do. Like, I don't want to say the whole thing. So this man has been engaging into same sex, issues. And this woman has been
Mm.
married to this man. And she called me. She was crying. The first thing that comes out of her mouth, what will people say if I walked away from this marriage? Right? And
Mhm.
it's a very shameful and embarrassing thing to get to even tell someone that this is what
Mhm.
he does, right? And if you see this
Mhm.
man, you will not even, if someone tell you, you will not even believe it, right? But this woman
Mhm.
is dying silently because there's some things. Marriage is not for everyone. Okay,
Honestly.
it's not an easy thing. It's a school that no one graduate from. And if you're with someone, no matter what, look at so many people have lost their life. We've lost a great gospel singer the other day, Sister Osinachi. So many
Mhm.
women have been abused. So
Mhm.
many. We're not encouraging you to leave your marriage, but if something is not working out,
Yeah.
because these people are gone and they're not coming back. And
Back.
in
Yeah.
Africa, this is very big where abuse, spouses abuse, but sometimes it's not only physically, verbally, mentally, you are abusing this person, but they don't want to talk about it.
Even
Everybody wants to,
economically.
yes, everybody wants to feel like, oh, I have this perfect marriage, oh, this is how it's going. We want to show the world. So if you're in a situation like that, you feel like you can take it, you can deal with it, it's better to be alive and to be safe and have a
Mhm.
sound mind than you being into
Mhm.
something because of you scared of what people are going to say. And I feel like as Africans, that's what have killed us. Like Nancy now, she's talking about her
Mhm.
story, she's sharing. So because we have millions of women that are going through that, but because of, oh, they worry about, oh, because she was with this person, they start counting. My dear, it's better for them to count than they say
Mhm.
you are 6 feet away. So I'm gonna leave it
Yeah.
to Faith. Faith, do you have any contribution? Do you have anything to say?
Yeah, as regard what you just said about people, women being abused in their marriage and living, there are some. It all depends on. There are some that have a family, that have families that can support them. That if they want to leave and all that. While some are just, there are some that are orphan. There are some men, they are the one taking care of probably the woman's family, and she, at the end of the day, she has no say. She sometimes, I've seen somebody one on one. I know somebody one on one that the person was just there. Is the man taking care of the ladies, younger ones, paying their school fees, paying the our parents' bills and all that. She had no choice than to stay there. She was receiving a lot of abuse from her husband. Whenever she goes back home to tell, oh, mommy or daddy, look at what I'm going through, they'll tell her, oh, if you leave the marriage now, that means how are we going to survive? How will your younger ones go to school? How will your younger ones feed? How are we going to feed? How are we going to pay rent and all that? So sometimes we need to create that awareness to let other women, those women going through that, oh, you are not alone. We are here to help you. We are here to support you in our own little way and all that. So it's not only all about, oh, somebody is going through one abuse or the other. The person can just, oh, on her own. Not that the person doesn't want to leave. There are some that really wants to leave that marriage, but because of, wow, their parents, oh, my mom is my husband is the one taking care of my family, so let me just bear those pains, let me just go through those pains that I'm going through. So that's what I want to contribute.
Um,
Okay, great. Let me just come in a bit. As we started off, in our society, you know what's actually destroying women, ourselves, women,
uh-huh.
is the issue about being relying totally and entirely on your husband for support. Like I said, when I got married, I was just a school leaver. I should have been in a very comfortable space, not to do anything for myself, because this is somebody I married to. We travel together. I do everything. I am not constrained of anything. But should that be enough for me to keep me in there if even it was not working? No. I believe as a woman, we all should have a consent judgment of our own. We
Yeah.
should not live our lives for our parents. We didn't invite them to give us life. It is an instruction by God. Be fruitful and multiply, replenish the head. And you as the parent has a responsibility to look after those children. And
Not
if
only
along the
that.
way, your parents are not that well to do, you not everybody can go to university. At least you can learn something. Create a circle of creating an income. If you are staying in there because this man is providing for your family, providing for you, and you are being faced with abuse and you're afraid because of this man is supporting your family, this man is supporting my A, B, and C, then you die. You leave your parents hanging and you die. You die. So one of the things I think this platform should be preaching is how to you women empowering yourself. For us, we are thankful. This is not political talk, but I'm so proud
Yes.
of the first lady we have. She's very vibrant.
Yes.
She's going spaces with all the criticism they are putting on her. That is not dragging her behind. She was
Yes.
very bold to talk about her
Mm-hmm.
period, how the husband is supporting her,
Yes.
stuff like that. She was very bold. For me as a
Right.
gender lecturer, I
People
was proud
twist
to
it around,
listen.
right?
I was proud to listen to her because this is something our parents refuse to
Mm-hmm.
talk to us about. They think telling your girls about your period
Mm-hmm.
is a taboo. How can that be a taboo? And we have a whole first lady in the lead of girls telling them you have rights to your body. This is no political stuff. Because this thing is on Vara. This is no political stuff, but I'm taking it from the gender perspective.
Right. Yeah.
She was
We
very
just,
bold,
yes. Right.
very bold to tell them it is your body. Let nobody think your body is not valuable because you're on your period.
And you
And
know
what
what?
he was telling them on that day goes a long way because some are not coming to school when they're
Okay,
on their
let me tell
period.
you something. It was so, it was interested. I found it so funny, but at the
Yeah.
same time, I found it how interested it was when people was so ready to be so negative because she spoke about how her husband helped her during a period,
Mm,
how she controls her body, what she wants to do with her body, because it's
body.
her body, it's not nobody's body. So she have all rights, 150% right to what she wants and how she wants it. I was so amazed how some other female was bashing and saying such negative comments about that statement that that particular lady make. I,
Nancy, you
mm-hmm,
know why? Do you
uh-huh,
know why? Nancy, you know why? Sierra Leone as a whole, we are not because that if that's what makes her happy, if that's what she wants to do, she's treating girls because talking about period for it's a taboo. You can talk about even with your own spouse or whatever. We are shy to talk about it. and
Yeah.
she's telling you, she's bringing all these things. But I believe
Awareness.
that in Sierra Leone, instead of us, I've never seen sometimes like we said rightly, Madam Aminata have mentioned, this is not a political thing, but when someone, a woman, talk about things that our bodies are going through, what we are going through as a woman, I believe that the negative vibe that starts getting people say, oh, she's stressed. But you know what? When I'm stressed out, I want to dance. I want to do things that makes me happy. So one thing people need to realize is this woman was once she's a young person, so we can compare her with other older president that we've had, other first ladies. She's young, she's she has her own life to live. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
like when
Mm-hmm.
sometimes I tell people, tells me, okay, if they come, if my husband has a calling for being a pastor, I'm not a pastor. I didn't have that calling. I didn't get the mandate, so
I tell
I'm
Then
not
you
you.
have to
expecting
support.
people
You
to
have to
be
support
expected.
him.
No, you support, but doesn't
You
mean
will
Oh, you
I'm
support. You
not
have to
saying
support.
I'm not
support him.
no.
supporting.
She will support. She will
She will
support,
Faith,
but
support,
faith,
but
but
that's
faith.
she's
not
not.
her life.
No,
But
faith,
guess
Then
what?
you still have to
faith.
support. Yes,
But,
you have to
Sister
support
Faith,
her
I'm
husband.
Sister
supporting my
Faith, Sister
husband.
Faith, Sister Faith. When
Yes.
No,
let me say something.
I'm gonna
When this,
support my husband, but the mandate was not given to me.
it was not her.
Go ahead,
She
No,
was
Nancy.
not the one. She was not the one that God spoke to and tell
yes,
her to go
but
be a pastor now.
he has already confided in his wife that, oh, my
Ah,
wife, look at what the Lord has already given, the mandate that
he
the
said the
Lord
Lord
has
has
given
given
to
to
you
him, not
to
her.
be a pastor.
The
You
Lord
No,
has
you know
understand?
given
the
it to
other
So
him.
you
faith,
support, she would
faith,
definitely support. Okay,
faith. You know
Yeah,
there
because
she
is
your
will
a
support.
husband
point.
is a
You know
pastor
there is
means that,
a point.
She will
okay, go
support.
ahead and talk, Nancy.
She
Uh-huh.
will
She will
support, yeah.
support.
She will support, but she's not the one that God
She's not the
called.
one that has the calling. She
She's not the
can't
one that
leave
has the
her
Faith, you're
calling.
not
life
getting the
straight to a
no
pastor.
faith.
It's not possible.
Because
Exactly.
of my
Let me go
husband
back
has
to
a
what we
calling.
were saying,
Faith,
right?
okay, let me make this other example. I have a friend. Faith, you even know the Nancy, just a minute. You even know this
Uh-huh.
person. I have a friend. You know the person very well. Okay. The husband is a pastor. Okay. They have pastoral women. They have all this conference that they go through. She make it known to her husband even before the husband married to her. The husband knows that she's not that type of person that she supports her husband, but she didn't have the calling. It's the husband that has the calling. So like there's sometimes she doesn't come to a midweek service. So then she supports her husband, but she can come. She doesn't come to Covenant Hour of Prayer. Why everybody comes? If I come, I'm like, I'm sleeping. So it doesn't mean that she doesn't support what her husband is doing. I support my husband, what he does. He supports me as well. But everybody, I have the right to say, oh, babe, you go ahead and
No.
do this. It doesn't mean I don't
Mm-hmm.
support him. I do support him, but I didn't have the mandate. I didn't have the calling. So he has that calling. So he should focus. Let him be the leader and let me be me. So that's the way like we get confused that, oh, because of I'm not fully involved, that means I'm not supporting my husband. Or maybe because of I'm not in the front seat. Not everybody wants that Mama Gio name, right? So me, first of all, if somebody say, okay, now if my husband going to be a pastor, said, okay, I want to be a Mama Gio to come in front of the church every Sunday and preach, I'm not that person. So, but that doesn't make me a bad wife. Everybody is different. If I can take the mandate and say I want to come and preach, I want to be first lady of the church, Mami Gio with the big old hat, then it's a different thing. But I don't have that
No, Mommy
mandate
Joe,
or
the
I don't
big
have
old
that
hat.
calling for me to come. So it comes naturally. What did you say, Faith?
Mommy Gio with the
Did
big old
anyone
hat.
I'm sure it's Nancy.
say
Nancy
something?
said you're Mommy Gio with a big heart.
Oh, no.
Nan-
No,
Yeah, so,
seriously,
but
but
we
going
just
back,
have to. I believe that a lot of. Go ahead.
Uh, so
Go ahead,
for me,
Nancy.
like going back to what we were saying before, we hit on the pastor side and all of that side, which is
Mhm.
good. But we was talking basically on female. We are in a program. We're talking about female. So for
Mhm.
me, like what I say again, if the lady make, we have to understand she was not the run. She was not the one that run for presidency. She's just fortunate to be the wife of a president. So she have all right to say what. And she's young. She's in her 40s, I believe. I don't know her, but I believe she's around her 40s. So because she's around there, she's allowed to make decision for herself. Because if that was me that was educating, because basically it was females around that she was talking, if that was me that was educating girls and spoke and said, okay, when you're on your period, this is so. And so I don't think anybody will have taken it out of content and stuff like that and say, oh, you said something wrong. And I think it's the position that she held in the country. That's why people hold her to that. But we also forget that she was not the one that run for presidency. She's just the wife of the president and support her husband ideas and dreams to make whatever it is that he wants to do. You see? So that's my take on that.
And she was teaching reproductive health, and
So
she was telling them about their reproductive right.
Okay.
It's your right. It's your body. It's not a politics talk we're doing here. We're here to comprehend what other women are doing. Our society believes that seeing your period, you're unclean, it's a taboo,
no,
it's a
it's
this,
not.
that, all of that. And she was so bold. For me, it was a great drive. It was a great drive for her firstly telling God about their body, that this is your body. Your period should not make you feel inferior. You know what? The president helped me. I think she was not what people are perceiving it that God forbid our president will go and wash now. But she was talking about the collective responsibility, the husband accepting her body as God has created her. That's what she was teaching. And she was just telling them about their right. It is their right. It is your body. It is yours. You can't escape it. And for me,
So people,
that's a good
so
one.
people take it wrong.
Yeah, because our
So people
society
take
just
the whole thing and twist it
we
around.
should not discuss it. And Rita, because we are failing to teach our girls, that's the reason we are getting to do with a lot of teenage pregnancy issues, early pregnancy and teenage pregnancy. If you
Right,
are not in conversation with
right.
your girl child, how do the girl know that the body is ready for pregnancy if you don't have a chat with that little girl? Now, for our generation, a little girl of 10 will be seeing a menstrual period. You, as the mom, you are there, but you are absent. How are you absent? You should be
Mhm.
telling her this is something you have to live it till you reach the age of menopause. And if you got sex with a man at this age, if you allow a man to touch you, if you allow a man to have a penetration on you, you will get pregnant. Lay it bare for the girls to know, but people refuse to do it. Some will even have the opportunity or the guts to take the children
I,
for
I
some
thought,
kind, some kind of preventive measures instead of telling them, you're not helping the situation. You are
mhm,
sending that girl to have
right.
sex and even causing her to other diseases, sexual transmitted diseases, infections. But just let this girl know, hey, now your body is ready for this. And at your age, you are not ready to
Mm,
be a mother. How can you be a teenage mother? Can you look after yourself? Tell them the reality of stuff.
mm,
It's gone beyond
mm.
advocacy. Even for us as a woman and even
Right.
as a mother, as a wife, we can be a mother to every kid that we come across. When I go to
True.
class, mostly before I begin to teach, I admonish the girls and the boys, not just the girls. Because if the boys stand as security for the girls, the boys are the one penetrating the girls that we are having this teenage pregnancy and stuff like that. If they stand as a
Mhm.
supporting force, as a security for them, I think the girls are safe. The girls are
True.
safe. Yeah. In the home, teach the boy and the girl to do collective responsibility. But you have some home, they already design societal description of job roles. This is for men, this is for women. And so we are
Yeah,
not,
men don't
we
know.
working towards that drive. For me,
True.
like I repeat, I'm not a political person, but I was proud for somebody, a political figure, a figure that we look up to teach reproductive rights. I was very proud to say that. The context was misunderstood because of the society we find ourselves. But it is good for us as mothers to begin to train our kids. Let teach them. Let tell them there's value attached to their lives. You cannot value your life for the achievements of somebody else. It's what you can work for yourself. That's the reality, you know.
Wow. This is I'm happy where this conversation is leading into. Um, a lot of things we as African parents, a lot of things that where our parents, they don't want to talk to us about certain things about period. Madam Aminata talked about, but then they want to take us to Maristop, to go get things. So you're telling this child you
Well,
can
it's not my
actually
response. We
do
always
this.
point that it's preventive. There are other spots, so other people
Well,
can do
that's
it.
yes. So, but
That's the
people don't
popular
talk to
one.
their kids.
Yeah.
That's the one I knew when I was in Sierra Leone. So that's the popular one. Then that's what
I
we left, and people, yes. So people always tend to forget, like, okay, you can talk to your child one on one. Okay, this is how you clean up. This is how you wash up. If a man touch you, this is what's gonna happen. Because I remember having this conversation with my mom, and
Mhm.
she always tell us the importance of life. If you get pregnant, this is how life is going to be so miserable for you. She will actually take you to country tree and get to see other women, getting to see. But now a lot of young girls now, they wanted to be a baby mama, or want to have these kids, and then you become a nuisance in society. Like we talked about earlier on, before we jump into the whole conversation, we were talking about you already answered that with Faith. She's having a hard time coming back. So we talked about how sometimes it's good as a woman, like women can be in a certain situation because of, they don't want to leave because of this person is doing things for my family, so I'm going to stay in that marriage or that relationship. I've seen here in the US here where someone from Africa, she was down in the US, she got married to this guy, she just don't want to do anything, just don't want to do anything. The guy end up having cancer. This is reality of life. The guy end up having cancer. She was not aware of it. When the guy passed away, because she's not used to doing anything, they have one son. She has to move back to Africa because society, she doesn't understand. This guy do the underwear, this guy did this guy paid this bill, this guy did everything. For you to be, people are trying to come to overseas, right? And you are in America, you have to move back to Africa because you can function in society. We're not saying that it's wrong for you to be a housewife. If that's what you want to do, go ahead and be a housewife. But while being that housewife, now online classes are there. You can do some to empower yourself, even if any situation, in anything, if something happened, which we are not praying for, or if this relationship or this marriage didn't work out, that's not what we are saying. But sometimes in life, as Africans, we have to come to terms where reality is sinking. It doesn't mean if I want to do, so many times my husband was like, oh, you can stay home, you can this. I tell him, like, you know what, it's not for you, it's for myself, my own mental health. I can't just sit on one place and just expect him, oh, you're doing this. There's nothing wrong. If you want to do that, it's okay. But everybody is wired differently. Some people want more. Some people just want to be a housewife. But while being that housewife, make sure you are doing other things. You can open an online store. So many things to do now. Not everything it's on there. They have online
Mm.
classes and all that. So many things. Madam Aminat, I will learn. I think we have someone, Judith. Judith? Judith, can you hear me? That's the hard
Yes,
part. Sometimes.
ma'am.
Go ahead. Go
Can
ahead.
hear
You can
you.
give your own. Go ahead. You can give your own contribution.
Well, um, I think that the subject of the matter I just joined, so I don't know whether if it is
Okay. Okay.
gender
Well,
based or the yes. So as I'm listening, I'll try to catch up so that I can contribute.
okay. Okay. No problem. So, Madam Amina, oh, Nancy, you're back. Nancy? Okay, you can go ahead.
Yeah, like again, like I was saying, it's a very very interesting topic. So like to all the women out there that feel like they're not enough, you guys are all enough. And I want to say, I know he's already passed, and you actually have this life today to celebrate women, and I just want to celebrate every single one of us as a whole. I just want to celebrate you guys. I just want you guys to know you guys are strong, you guys are sufficient, you guys are amazing. There is nothing that we as a woman cannot do. So I just want to say thank you to everyone out there, anyone that have ever made an impact in my life, that have made a difference in my life. I just want to say thank you guys so much, and I am honored to be part of you guys' life as well. So, thank you so much, Rita, for being an amazing older sister and to give the support when it's needed.
Wow, thank you, Nancy. Thank you. It's always good having you. Judith, we were sharing stories of great women, and we are all great in our own ways, and so that's what we're doing. So, but I will leave for you to give a little bit contribution and say something about yourself. And before we far time gone, with 3 minutes past, so that way before we close the program,
Okay.
Judy. Okay.
My name is Judith Mrs. Kagbo. I live in Africa, Sierra Leone precisely. Um, I'm married. I have two kids, and I'm working as a human resource supervisor at Africell for, let me say, for 10 years now. And I think I'm an amazing woman with two beautiful kids, daughters of mine. I'm so proud of you, Auntie Rita, from now, my best sisters. I love you guys. Keep the good work as you're going with. I pray that you have more ideas to move on and to encourage all women out there. Thank you so much. I'll pray that I'll always be part of this program. As today I joined in late, but thank God I've been part of it. I pray that I'll join earlier next time. I love you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm not getting you.
Can you hear me now? Sorry, guys. I always mute and unmute. So, once again, I just
Yeah.
want to use this time to thank you as well, Judith, for joining so late. Madam Aminata, I just want to thank you as well, joining all the way from Sierra Leone. And this is Table Talk. We are here every Sunday. We have different topics. So this month, we just want to celebrate our great women in society. I know most of the time we don't get to celebrate ourselves more because you know what? We always tell each other, say, women supporting women. But I'm not seeing that. It's all what we do is pull each other down. No one wants this person to be on top. We always have to pull each other down. Like Madam Aminata mentioned, she talks about our lady. This woman is a great woman. This is not a political thing, but when someone is doing something good, we have to talk about it as women. I love to see someone excelling. I love to see good things. Not all the time we have to feed into negativity. We have to always say, if she's doing this, we have to talk about it. Let us post her one day and say, this is my great first lady. Because with her, Sierra Leone, a lot of people have get to know more about Sierra Leone. So let's just don't focus on the bad stuff. If Madam Aminata is doing something today, let me post her and celebrate her. For those of you that have my personal number, I'm always celebrating you. I can post, oh, this person died. No, this thing happened. No, let us have this habit of celebrating women. Like the other day, this lady, Zainab Sharif, she had a post and she talked about it would be nice for the country to look at giving a woman an opportunity in Sierra Leone. People were bashing her. She didn't say she wants to be a president. Even if she wants to be a president, that's how she feels. All we can do as women is by supporting her and let her vision come to light. We should not tell you, because all growing up, all we hear is you can do this. Go sit down, that you are a man. Go sit down, that look what you they talk. Go make so, go make so. So I think it's time for us to change our mindset, our narrative, how we see each other as women, because women, we do a lot in society, and anything a woman say, this is what I want to do, she's going to do that. So let's try to support more and all this different mindset. I this, that, big bite, Congo sadis, boku boku boku. Look, we stop. This is 2023, and we don't we don't see a lot of tendon day. Why make salon not they grow? It's because of we mindset. We just still have this little mindset. If Madam Aminata they do something now, and I come up and want to support and say this, oh, why they make so it too fussy? If you say nine no more, you understand. So all this small talk. Why don't we say, oh, I am proud of my big sister, or I am proud of my sister. This is what she does. Like when I heard about her, all the good things, it makes me like, wow, I love this woman, just to see, what she's been doing, encourage, it gives you that thing, say, you know what, you're not too old yet for go school. Oh, you say, pick your classes, online set, if now one class you they take, go school. America, you they see 80 something year old mommy, she's still going to school. She's still
Empowering,
taking
yeah.
classes. And it inspire you, say, you know what, if she can do it, you can do it as well. Don't limit yourself. Always know, say you can do, and you can even do more than that person. So I'm gonna leave everyone to say their final bye.
Oh,
For those of you that cannot connect today, I just want to say I'm sorry, it's not my fault. I know I'm in different places. And till next time, we go come back again with more programs, educative programs. The only two we only do now and our politics we only talk about. But we talk about everything day-to-day life, waiting key able for help we grow as women or as man them. We talk on medical issues them. We they talk on, because a lot of time now we they see with people them they kill themselves, mental health, a lot of things and they. But where we in Africa will come out, if person say something, they say look at a Chris man, they don't know say people they go through stuff. Everybody in body different. So please, I go
Indeed.
let's we talk then and say them final bye so we can able for draw the curtain. Thank you. Madam Amina Takin, start with you first.
Okay, thank you, Rita. It's a pleasure having me here, and the talk has been fruitful. And I know say this one don't go a long way. And as Rita Wina, the host, we they say this is no political drive. We are just celebrating women, and we are women. Thank you for hosting me, Rita, and I hope to join you in other programs. Thank you, and all to the other speakers. Thank you. It's a pleasure having you to dialogue on something important as women. Thank you. Bye
Thank
bye.
you, Maddie.
Thank you. Nancy, your final message to our viewers.
Okay, firstly, I want to say thank you so much, Mrs. Ari, for having me on your program. Miss Aminata Fofana, thank you so much for being here with me and being patient. And it's an honor meeting amazing and a wonderful person as you on this platform that being created by this amazing young lady, Miss Ari. So I just want to say thank you so much. So all the viewers, I hope we all learn to appreciate and love each other, beyond ourselves. We just appreciate how life is, firstly. And I just want to say, I hope people do pick a thing or two from whatever being said by each and every one. I know a lot of people have their own input, but I really sincerely want to say thank you. It's always an honor being on this platform because there is so much to grasp, there is so much to learn and educate, and it's never too old for you to educate yourself. So every opportunity that I get, I want to say I take it and educate myself. So lastly, I want to say happy belated is already past. Um,
Yeah.
Independent Women Day to every beautiful soul out there. I want to say thank you so much. Till next time, thank you guys.
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you. And thank you as well for always coming on board. For those of my other guests that were supposed to be here, Sister Cordelia Sandy, Willie J. Um, I hope you guys feel better soon. Willie J and Sister Cordelia, you were having a hard time connecting as well, Hammond. I just want to say I miss you guys, and I hope that you guys make it another time. And Faith, we lost Faith for some reason. She was not able to connect back. Faith Yusuf, I want to thank you as well for always being here. Well, now we're about to draw the curtain. I just want to thank PROIB Blog, Bantu Blog, Daughters of Sierra Leone, and myself, Rita Felleh, for always making the time to be here every Sunday. It's not easy living Sunday and you have to be here all the time. It's not easy. But I just want to thank myself because always waking up and coming up with programs like this. So I want to thank my husband, Mr. Hara, for always giving me the time to do this with you guys because as much as we they preach, but it still has to give me that 1 hour to be here with you guys. I want to
Mhm.
thank my wonderful and amazing guests for being here today, Madam Aminat, especially. I want to thank you for taking
Thank
your
you.
time. And when I make that call, and I felt like I've known you forever, and it's hard to meet people like you when you get that phone call and you were like, I'm there. I love that about you. And I just want to
Thank
thank you. And we will be working more and educating our people more. And
you.
like we say, we all not a need for land. Every time we go land for one another, pitia, putia,
Yeah.
and putia. So by this,
Indeed.
if we dey share, we get them kind program, there are so educational program. I believe say we can able for educate we young one the way they come up and so they can look up to us as well. So I just want to thank each and every one of you. If you have any
Yeah.
topic that you want us to discuss here in this platform, the only thing, like I said again, we don't talk about politics. But
Mm.
anything else that you want to talk about, we are here. So you can send a message to Bontu Blog, PROIB Blog, Daughters of Sierra Leone, and my personal platform, Rita Felleh. So if you're not following Table Talk, you can go ahead and follow Table Talk. If you're not friends with me as well, Rita Felleh, you can go ahead and do that and follow me as well. So I just want to thank you guys again and happy Sunday. Till we meet again, this is Table Talk with Rita Felleh. So bye for now. And I love you guys. So until we all
Bye.
talk na ya today. Pasia, Pasianda, Igbo.
Love you.
So please, till we meet again next week. Thank you, and God bless you guys. Nancy Judy, thank you.
Bye.
Alex, thank you so much. Mamadou, my back end people, thank you. Simbi, thank you. Samuel, Essay, thank each and every one of you. And but Ajimo, I just want to use this time to thank you as well till we meet again next week. Thank you. Feti Feti, thank you.